So this is not going to be your typical Cybertruck review.
In our last video, we tackled one of the most off-brand outings to date on this channel. Our friends at Badass Tents let us off-road their brand new Cybertruck.
This is one of the weirdest things I have ever done.
After hours of rigorous testing, we decided it was probably best for us to stick with Broncos. But the fun doesn't end there, as this was all part of one big road trip down to SoCal. It seems like we may have gotten ahead of ourselves, so let's back it up a couple days and give you guys the lowdown on what we have planned.
Here's the schedule so far. Right now we are headed to SoCal to meet up with Teresa Contreras at Baja Forge to ditch the truck and the trailer. After that, we'll head to Big Bear Lake to set up camp for the night. Tomorrow will be Cybertruck Day, like I said, with Badass Tents. On Tuesday, we're actually gonna meet with Jared from Project X and a few more guys to tackle some local trails in Big Bear. And after that, on Wednesday, we'll be meeting up with my mom and dad to do something even more off-brand than the Cybertruck. It's kind of a secret, so stay tuned. Alrighty folks, so after 8 hours of driving, we have finally arrived at Baja Forge, the legendary shop. We'll go in and meet Teresa and Jason and we'll let them tell you a little bit more of what they do.
You made it, huh?
We did make it.
All right, good to see you.
So everybody,
Awesome.
This is Teresa and Jason. They own Baja Forge. They run a shop out here in, we're in Johnson Valley.
We
right?
sure are, yeah.
So tell the people, fill us in on what you guys do in here.
Totally. So, I mean, we are all into off-roading, build things together, fabricators, so a little bit of everything.
Sounds like a whole lot of having fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of the desert.
Exactly.
But no, this is so cool. I appreciate you guys for letting me park the truck and trailer.
Plan on pushing that Bronco a little more this weekend, huh?
We'll see. We are hanging out with some pretty rowdy folks. So with that said, where can they find all the stuff that you guys do?
BajaForge.com, at Baja Forge on Instagram, and then TeresaContreras.com too.
It will all be linked down below, guys, so make sure you check it out. They do some great stuff. Podcasts, builds, parts.
Oh, yeah.
It's all great. So make sure you check it out. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. No problem.
After chatting it up with Teresa and Jason, it was time to unload the Bronco and get up to our campsite. Finally made it to the campground. Obviously, all of our neighbors are already asleep. Nobody's out here partying it up, so we're gonna just have to call it a night here. But that's okay because most of the fun starts tomorrow morning. So that's it. Good night. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. It is Cybertruck Day. I'm gonna stop myself right there. We made a whole flippin' video on our experience with the Cybertruck, so definitely check that out. But for now, let's fast forward to the next morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. It is day 2 of this little extravaganza that we are on. We've got a couple of trails that we're doing with Project X, and then tonight we're bugging out to meet up with my mom and dad to do that super top secret mission. So that's it. We're gonna get some breakfast and we're gonna go meet Jared and all of those cats. So one thing that I find funny as we wait for the rest of the herd to show up, well, let me back up. We're tackling Gold Mountain here at Big Bear Lake in California. I don't know if these are the proving grounds to kind of test and see if you're capable for the rest of the trail or what they thought putting that big mega gate in there, but I'm guessing when the rest of the peeps show up, we will take the hard lane. MC, I wonder what MC means. Mitch Creel. Contrary to normal behavior, I actually showed up to the trailhead a few minutes before everyone else, and because of this, I decided to tackle my trail prep. Fortunately for us, we didn't have to wait long. The Project X crew came rolling in 3 rigs deep. Today's crew consisted of Jared, Emily, Flip, Charles, and Dave. With a little bit of chatting and some trail prep of their own, it was time to tackle the so-called gatekeeper of Gold Mountain.
first obstacle was a walk in the park for all 4 rigs, with everyone on the same page and the same pedal. We made quick work of this little fire road. Alrighty folks, 3 Broncos and a Jeep. What a genre of off-road. We're out here to just have some fun, hang out with some cool companies. You guys have seen Project X on the channel for the past few videos now. And if you're getting curious about what they do, hit us up, ask us some questions. And if you're looking for lighting, then we can definitely point you in the right direction, because they are a great company doing some great stuff. So with that said, let's hit this trail and see what kind of fun we can get ourselves into. In no time, we arrived at some of the more fun obstacles. It has taken me in the past hours to get up to that section right there. I think we got up here in 10 minutes. So, you know, we're cooking, we're having fun. When rock crawling, sometimes inches in a line choice makes all the difference. It's the difference between walking right up something and struggling. This third obstacle proved to be one of those obstacles. However, resilience always wins as long as you don't break something in the process. Lucky for us, we sailed through carnage free. While I may have avoided carnage up to this point, unfortunately, rent was due, and like clockwork, it was time for my Bronco to spaz out with no logical reason as to why. Alrighty folks, so when you talk about trail drama, it always ends up befalling me at some point. I like to think I'm a nice person, so I don't think it's karma, but man, what is going on? I've got the service Advantek thing on, ABS lights are on, park aid fault is on, and so we're kind of throwing a Christmas tree of different warnings here on my dash. And so I'm just gonna drive it until I need it. It is what it is, right? With the crew stopping for lunch, it was the perfect time to try and remedy this faulty computer crap. I yanked the tools out and did what most people recommend, which is disconnect the battery and let it sit for a few minutes. We ate lunch, and once we were ready to hit the trail again, I reconnected everything and crossed my fingers. Got it.
It's good?
No, that didn't fix it. Alrighty y'all, so unfortunately disconnecting the battery did not work to reset our ABS and Advantek and all of that fun stuff. So nothing that the gas pedal cannot fix except on certain obstacles. I think there's actually one more now that I think about it, one or two more, where it would be a walk in the park if we had four-wheel drive. We'll see if we do better this time. If not, we'll We'll be using that mile marker winch again. It was at this moment that I had to lock in. Because my Bronco went into limp mode, it meant that everything would be twice as hard. No lockers, no sway bar disconnect, just the gas pedal, a good spotter, and another obstacle or two with little tolerance for mistakes. Lucky for me, I had some seasoned rock crawlers to call out a line, and with a little bump or two, we managed to get through all the hard stuff. You know, it's kind of funny because moments like this make you think about what they used to do back in the day when they just had, you know, they didn't have lockers. Lockers weren't a thing. And it was just the gas pedal, right? And this kind of takes you back. You know, the computer will kick you out. It'll say, you shall not pass. And now you got to figure out what to do when you're out here on the trail. It's not like you can just take a helicopter home and forget about it. No, you got to keep going. We've got one wheel spinning, hitting some obstacles, getting through it, picking a good line, listening to our spotters, seeing kind of how we can tackle this, and we make it through. So I think we got one or two more little dicey moments on this trail, and then we'll go do some fast stuff. How about that? We cruised through the next bit of trail pretty fast as it was mostly dirt roads. We couldn't help but have a little more fun on some of the straightaways, but that's expected, isn't it? With a couple stops to address some of those pesky noises that come up when using a vehicle in the fun way, we decided it was no big and continued to bomb down the main road where we would air up and hit the pavement once again. Alrighty folks, so that is pretty much a wrap to the day. Super fun. In case you guys don't know, I don't know if we've introduced him on the channel, but this is Jared from Project X. He's behind all of the great products that they're doing out there, him and his whole team. You guys have seen him mentioned on the channel for the past 4 or 5 videos, and it might be sparking your curiosity. So Jared, tell them a little bit about the company, about what you guys do.
Yeah, so basically, like, one of the main ththings that we look at, especially for a new Bronco owner, is there's a real challenge when you're trying to upgrade your Bronco. There's a lot of universal parts, so there's a lot of parts that, especially when it comes to 12-volt accessories like lighting, it's not easy to figure out how to do a lot of that on your own. You know, cutting, splicing, mounting brackets, fabricating, that's not in the wheelhouse of most normal customers. So what we are really putting together, and what we've put together for the Ford Bronco in the 6th gen, is a complete bolt-on package that lets you put it all on in your driveway, by yourself, with a friend, very easily. No one else really doing that yet. New technologies in manufacturing, laser welding in all of our product. There's nothing else like that in the industry yet.
Sick. They are making great products. I can attest to that. Again, if you guys have any questions or comments about their products, drop them below. Give us a call. We'd be happy to answer those. But Jared, it was a fun day. We did some great stuff. We got a few more noises than we did before we started the day, but
that's part of the game.
That's part of it. So appreciate you, man. Thanks, brother. Good morning, everybody. It is the final day of this little shindig that we've got going. We met up with the parentals last night, and today is the day that Jim Creel learns how to drift. Oh yeah!